Right. So yes, 5 years. Oh, wow. So 5 years ago, I was doing a lot of networking at all different events around the GTA, and I realized at one point that there was not any group of quality in the Burlington, Hamilton area. So I thought, okay, why don't we start something? That was October 2016. A week later, I'm sitting for a whole weekend with brilliant Alfonso Salemi at his table, pure luck. There's 100 people in the room, and I happened to sit with Alfonso. During the breaks, we're talking. And then I tell him about this idea, and Alfonso is all over it. So we say, okay, well, let's do this. And then a week before that, actually, we used to run small events in our office in Stony Creek. And at one of those events, Sarah Larbi came, and she talked for about 8 minutes about something she does that blew everybody's mind in the room. And I thought, whoa, this is a smart cookie. So I called Sarah, I told her about the plan. She came and met with Alfonso and I, and then that's pretty much how it was started. So we started to make plans and everything else. And then at one point, we were kind of spinning our wheels. So Laurel, by total accident, happened to be in the same room and she overheard us and said, okay, you guys need systems, you need order, you need direction. So she came on board, and that's why we call the four of us here now the co-founders. So that was, and then our first event was March 2017. So it's 5 years, 1 month ago. And we started with 81 people. And the last event we had just before COVID came, we had 305, which was actually 5 people over the capacity of the ballroom at the Holiday Inn, but who's counting? So anyway, they asked me to, in very briefly, tell people what has happened to us here with the, in those 5 years with the REITE Club. What I can tell you is that our network has probably doubled or tripled over those 5 years. And that has enabled us to find more freedom of time, more freedom of money, so we can really customize our life the way we want to. And so that takes us to, anyway, so the live events were all the way up to February 2020. And then something happened. And then what did we do about it, Sarah?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the pandemic hit, and then we decided to actually take the REITE Club and make it really national, right? Coast to coast, like you say. And we pivoted to, the Zoom online virtual platforms, and it just allowed everybody from across the country to be able to tune in, whether it was from Vancouver or Alberta or Ontario or wherever, even in Thunder Bay, to be able to, from the comfort of their couches and their desks, to be able to learn and grow as well. And, in the fall, we went to 5 to 8 virtual events a month, from regional market updates, national updates, real estate investment strategies, opportunities, just everything that you can think of. And, we actually added it up. And in the past 5 years, I don't know if you guys can believe this, the last 5 years, we've actually had over 150 events in 5 years, and over 600 experts that were able to help our REITE Club Nation in their REI business, which is amazing.
And what's even cooler is that all of that is on the website, like the videos, and all of these events are recorded. So you can go in and look at them. You just go on there, search, and you'll find all kinds of great information. And it's there's just so much there online. We have been working hard on that. So take advantage of it. It's a really great resource for you, because some things change. Yes, of course they do, like federal budgets, but a lot of it is basic stuff that we all need to know. And every time I go in, I learn something new. That's just the way it is. There's so much to learn about real estate. So it's really a great place to find the resources that you need.
And what is the cost of the membership?
It's free.
Oh, okay, right. Alfonso.
and something that we started before the pandemic, and Sarah really had kind of spearheaded and kind of pulled me by the ears on doing was the podcast. And that is released every single Friday. we talk about, over 600 experts. That doesn't even include all the podcast interviews and amazing guests, updates and information that's shared on the podcast, released every single Friday. This Friday, we're going to be releasing our 171st episode. So, we're getting close to that 200 mark. So go back, binge on that, turn your Netflix off and, turn on your REITE Club podcast and start listening to that. And we were actually recently identified as one of the top 1.5% most popular podcasts. And that's out of over 2 million, closer to 3 million podcasts globally listened to. So that's a huge accomplishment that I'm super proud of. I know Laurel and Daniel and Sarah, as well as Catherine, has made an appearance on there. We've had so many amazing guests. Some of our guests that are on other events, as well as just amazing experts in the real estate community.
And anybody who's been around us for a while know that our tagline is "Come grow with us." Well, it's not just us who have grown with the club, but the club itself has grown. So now we have, from the 4 people you see at the top here, the 4 co-founders. Now we have Paul Cutcut, who is, for example, tonight he's there behind the scene, pulling all the strings and making sure everything goes well. He's our marketing and branding guru. Then François Lantier, who does a lot with the sponsorship and also comes up with all kinds of brilliant ideas. And then we have Catherine, who is our operations manager. She used to be a director of TV shows, and as you know, TVs are like to the nanosecond, so she's on our case all the time to be on time, and so we appreciate that, because otherwise people like me could take half an hour to do something that should take actually 2 minutes. Anyway, and then of course we have Lance and his team of assistants, who is the website wizards, and with the help of all these people, again, we're creating freedom of money and freedom of time so we can customize our lives. So come to the website and do that too. Laurel, what are we doing right now to customize our life?
Well, we're doing a lot more traveling. Yay! We can travel again. And we're, Daniel said something about a little earlier that I insisted on systems, but for anybody who's in real estate investing, and actually anything, any business, your business lives and grows and dies depending on the systems you have set up. It's not that I like doing systems, I really don't, but systems are what we use to work more efficiently and just get a lot more done with, as fast as we can, so that we can go off and do the things we want, because that's what we want to do. That's why we're in real estate investing, is to go and do what we want, right? We have, well, some of us here have a new child, not us, but
oh yeah, that would be a miracle.
But yeah, you gotta have time in your life to do the things you want, not just the things you have to do. So that's what we're doing. We're traveling. We're going back into wineries. I'm actually starting a podcast about wine called Wine Behind the Scenes. So I'll tell you guys about that later. But it's really, we're just having our lives are freeing up. What about you, Sarah? What's happening with you?
Yeah, I mean, I've taken little mini times off, and so starting Victoria Day up until Labor Day, I actually shut down anything that involves me being indoors. So podcasts and webinars, and it's actually, when I look at my schedule, it'll free up about 80% of my schedule, and then I can essentially, just do the urgent things along the way. So I like to take the summers off. I'm kind of like a kid at heart that gets your summers, and summer is so short in Canada. So that is, something I'm doing. But obviously since leaving the 9 to 5, I actually didn't know what I was doing next, but I've actually been really busy. I think we bought, I've partnered with a couple experienced investors as well. And I think this is our 5th purchase we just bought something today as well in the last 4 or 5 weeks. And one's actually a 15,000 square foot commercial space that we're converting into 22 residential units. So more to come on that, but there's some really cool things happening. And then on top of that, the resort, and I'm planning my retreat. So if you guys haven't got your tickets yet for the Have Your Cake and Eat It Too retreat at the resort that we are putting together, it is going to be amazing. But, aside from that, continuing with the short-term, midterm stuff, I love the midterm strategy. I started working with Rav Tour, some of you guys might know, on CHCH for the Everyday Investor. I'm actually producing that. We're having a great time doing it. And they're passion projects, right? I mean, you leave the 9-to-5 job, but now you can decide what you want to work on, right? It doesn't feel like work when you're enjoying it. And it is customizing life on your terms. But for me, I love the cottage. I love the dock. I love the summer. And that's really when I'm going to shut it down for this year. And then I'm thinking I might travel next year. Officially, Matt is actually taking a complete year off. Maybe he'll go back, maybe he won't, starting next week from his career. So it just kind of frees up both of our times finally, which is really, really fun.
Yeah, that's cool. Daniel and I just got back from Costa Rica where we bought some properties down there. So there's so much going on, right? Now, Alfonso, what would you like to tell people? What's growing in your life?
Yeah, you know what? That's been an amazing journey becoming a parent. So Giacomo is just over 6 months old. He turned 6 at the beginning of the month. He's actually going to be 7 months in a week or two now. And it's that's been an amazing journey. My partner and I, Amanda, just been enjoying these small moments, just seeing that joy in his face when he sees you and he's starting to recognize us now, and see our face and feel that comfort. That's been amazing. I can't compare it to anything else in my life. It's been so much joy that it's brought to me for those parents that are out there and for those long-term parents. Maybe you have teenagers or even post-teenagers that you're like, oh my God, don't worry. It's, it only gets harder. The best thing I've heard so far is that the days are long, but the years are short. And, I'm really, really enjoying being a dad, being there in those moments. I know it's not going to be like this all the time, and life is going to throw some crazy curveballs, and it always does. But really enjoying that time with Giacomo and being a father has been amazing. There's been some amazing growth as well too with Jag Properties. We have a team now of 10 people. We've just brought on our marketing manager. I'm super excited to work with him and put together some systems, like you mentioned, Laurel, on putting together some plans. I'm going to talk about it a little later tonight about rent to own in the federal budget. When we were starting this club 4 and 5 years ago, I know, Daniel, you were familiar with rent to own. That's what really kind of connected us at the beginning. But it was kind of an outside strategy. Not a lot of people knew about or had details, and it was really confusing. So now with the federal government actually announcing, that their plans and putting it there in black and white about rent to own is super exciting. We've been busier than ever. More and more people coming through our doors, helping more people achieve home ownership, working with amazing professionals like realtors and brokers. Is been amazing. So I'm really looking forward to the future, watching my little guy grow up, again, creating that time freedom so that, again, we all have to do the things that we need to do, but having that time to share and even tonight is a little bit of serendipity or I guess a little bit of I don't know, I guess the pros and cons of the little guy. He's here, he's home, but we're tonight on the REITE Club celebrating 5 years. I love spending every single moment that I can with him, but I love being on here in the REITE Club community. Looking forward to kind of seeing everybody in person in the future as well too. So it's been a wild ride the last couple of years. The last 5 years completely changed where I've been at now, from to parenthood and to growing a whole team when it was just myself and Adam, and now we have a full team. So really looking forward to what the future holds.
All right. Oh, and just by the way, a little parenthesis here. So earlier, Alfonso, you mentioned that, Sarah, you mentioned that we've had 600 experts, right? Talk about different topics over the years.
Yeah.
So the people listening to this now, probably half, at least a quarter, if not half of these were suggestions from people in the surveys. So at the end, when we send you the survey, please, we invest a lot of time to prepare these events. Please invest 4 minutes, 5 minutes to answer our survey and make us some suggestions, because really we pay attention. All right, now before we head into the main portion of our meeting,